Ooh, welcome back. This is Hearts of Iron 4 Old World Blues. This is 5.0 update. Now, I ended the Pioneer Company on the last, I think it's number 7, uh, in an unfortunate situation where it took me too long to defeat the three powers beside me in the Civil War in this area. And by that time, the Kingdom Manitoba swept across everything, and MacArthur was gone, as you see from that video. Now, I'm cutting it to the point where I would get obliterated, but from this point, I'm able to. I restarted it with a difficulty reduction of only one, so it's the second one to the left, and I was able to wipe the three with the time being only 2278, where King Manitoba is on a roll right now. They are going to sweep the entire right, so I have to be ready. Grand Stampede finished off whoever that was up the top right. I think that's Battle Ford, and now they've got their truckers revolution thing going. Safe Haven's still around. Middlemark's there. MacArthur won against what was that? That national park people. It's Happy pushed over and knocked out the those United States religious people, Cult of America or Cult of Freedom or something like that. Cult of Liberty, that's what it is. So I'm gonna continue on. I stopped it. I started this right to the point where I start the progression downwards to where I make the choice between the three. Now, I'm either going to insert this on video 7 or video 6 that I have of the Pioneer series, because I felt that it was too sad to end it on that note of me getting, and I was completely drained by the end of it. If I choose to leave number 7 in there, you'll see that I was just done. I had the lowest. Have a good day. that was wrong. So this is America, and for America, we're going to push on, and I'm gonna do the recreating the United States path, because you have 3 paths in this, and I've actually played all 3 of them like on my own. But let's go on with Old World Strength. The war has come to an end, and just with the nukes, we are still here. The communists have battered us, but we have sent them to their beloved marks in hell where they belong. Now the hard part begins. We have to rebuild the North while not losing the South. That is a big... Now, I don't think I have to worry about the Stampede coming into me, but yeah, at least until... And then Safe Haven's going to have their issue. But let me get administrative taken care of. Navy, doesn't matter. Vehicle, don't care. We still have service until dismissal. Leaders, I'm going to upgrade that when I get more. Because of the difficulty, we don't get political power as fast. But I'm going to upgrade these guys so they have better organizational stats. Ghoul recruiting, leave it as is, because I'm good with that. No undesirables, because I don't want no fucking raiders. Leave that. I'm going to change this to well-equipped army so I could increase the production. But I'm going to get a swathe of factories and civilian factories and such, military and civilian. So I'm going to revitalize this whole area. And we're going to get some free cores here soon. But gotta make some money first. Okay. I'm going to set them up in a line for if anybody decides to call on me. Alright, Orwell Strength. All along the watchtower, the final hours of the war were swift and brutal. The communists stood stubbornly against Johnson's pincers. Raymond was outflanked by the advancing brigade, Woods, and Leeds troops. Okay, but they stayed in their foxholes. Makeshift mortars led hell upon their utopian heads as fire teams ready their last charge. Street by street, the Americans showed once and for all why the Star-Spangled Banner will always wave. Enthralled in sinew, entrails in sinew, covered the street and soldiers alike. Even Woods himself looked just as red as Strathcommune's flag. After all the sacrifice, the war had been won, and once and for all. The question of what to do with the destroyed city of Redmond, the streets crumbled in the red while the crumbled and red while the buildings lay bombed out. Somebody needs to either my reading is crap or somebody needs to proofread this stuff before they put it out. All looked not to the commission but to Johnson. Hesitation of his ability, the old ghoul started small. He ordered all fallen American soldiers to be boxed up and sent home to be buried where they belonged. For the rest, burn them and let Satan deal with their bodies. Swiftly after, the call of Reconstruction echoed to the Canadians, begging Johnson for their pity. In turn, Johnson remembered the eyes of the Canadians from when he first arrived here all those years ago. Those pain-filled eyes have haunted Johnson, turning his vengeance into mercy, and thus he pledged to rebuild the city. While Johnson and Woods were playing liberators in Redmond, Gallagher was doing what he did best, keeping order. The news of the victory riled up the populace, forcing the Yankees to keep a closer eye. Groups such as the League and rogue communist forces decided it was their time to strike. Why wouldn't they? After all, the majority of their forces were up north, leaving Gallagher with a skeleton crew and an angry enemy. Something had to be done, and Gallagher was the only one looked to in Red Deer. The self-titled Secretary of the Interior now had to live up to his title or burn out, just as Johnson once did. So 2 leaders. So Johnson's going to stay up there in Strathcommune's old capital, and Gallagher's south. So we just get lower stability, and I lose 0.5 political power. That kind of sucks. So those who govern, the commission has governed the 6th Brigade since Johnson's retirement decades ago. Questions are being floated now that Johnson is back and ruling the North, while little to no input from the commission. Gallagher and his supporters have decided things are starting to get out of hand. So we get the war. We lose the war preparations, which was nice, but I think we're fine. All right, we got that because I got a crap load of military experience in the last one, and just leaving it as is. Oh, and I started making planes. That's one change of my strategy, was to set up aircraft, which not very many, but we're going to upgrade them as they become researched. And I'll have also a lot more factories to work with. Now I have to find out which video I got to this point, because I might piece this one into that one and just push everything out from the back there. All right, so we got Evening to Remember. Wary sounds filled the lungs of the onlookers as all that could be heard was the snow crack beneath the feet of those who approached the wreckage, the low rumble of flames that occasionally sparked up. The few that surrounded the crash stared at each other in anticipation, hoping that someone would volunteer themselves to pry open the door of the now dormant mechanical beast. But suddenly, the silence was interrupted by a series of huge rumbles coming from inside the vertibird. So our vertibird crashed. But suddenly the silence was interrupted by a series of huge rumbles. The vertibird that shook the ground beneath their feet as the hinges of the side doors and their nearby sheet metal began glowing with heat. Every man braced their firearms as expected death would follow the moment the doors came off. A series of large and thunderous knocks came from the door as whatever was inside the belly of the beast was fighting its way out. Within a moment, the hinges broke loose and the door flung itself 10 feet away, almost hitting one of the officers. After their eyes turned to the loose door, they saw a large figure stick its arms out of the wreck, seemingly covered from head to toe in armor. The being they thought that could be either man or machine suddenly exclaimed in a fit of rage, "Fuck! Ramirez? Olson? Any of you alive in there?" His words were met by silence. The officers looked at each other, completely confused. The man began climbing out of the colossal vertibird as he muttered to himself, throwing out what seemed to be a plasma weapon and some radio equipment onto the outside snow. He quickly jumped out of the interior instantly. The air grew stiff for everyone in the area as the military police had no clue what this man was, friend or foe. As soon as the man and his accompanying hulking suit of power armor hopped out of the aircraft, a stare down was started. One of the officers quickly exclaimed, "Halt right there. We are members of the Commonwealth remnants. Identify yourself now." The tension in the air grew thicker as each second as the men considered how they would apprehend this beast of a man. And, okay. Military police continue to stand as if statues. The hulking jet black metal man scanned the crowd. The fire of the record still burned bright enough to alert the whole of Red Deer to the drama that was beginning to unfold. Before another word spoke out or shots fired, Captain Gallagher had finally arrived on the scene. The captain, clad in his finest army-issued uniform passed down the generation, approached the beast, stopping just short of the unknown creature. The captain stood there, looking up and down what lies to him, just as the creature reciprocated. The silence is broken shockingly by the creature dropping his plasma rifle to the ground, followed by a sound of the machine unwrapping from the creature. Out stepped a regular man. The man in what seemed to look like a flight suit extended his hand, saying, "Sergeant Schultz, reporting from the MacArthur Enclave Detachment." Captain Gallagher cocked his head to the side without a word, let his fist fly, dropping the supposed sergeant to the snowy ground. Gallagher then swiftly turned to his men, ordering them to secure the area and hulking machine, before stating to the most elite and the surrounding soldiers, "Take the sergeant somewhere comfortable, notify me when he wakes up." So he just punched him out. Enclave here. I apologize for my bad reading. I sometimes doing this to get better. Uncle Sam? Question mark. The room was dark with the snow-caked windows, lit only by a singular swinging lit. Singular swinging lit? The suspicious sergeant laid silently on an old military bunk, staring at the ceiling in the locker room. Across the room was Gallagher, leaning against the wall, holding a holotape with a strange American flag printed on it. Gallagher flipped the tape up with a strange flag pointing at the sergeant, saying, "Enclave, huh? Explain this one more time. If you make me believe this time, I will open the door." Soldier Schultz sat up, with the musty bunk swinging his legs, slamming his combat boots back to the floor as Gallagher continued to stare with him in the holotape. Schultz rubbed his dog tags, looked at the shadow-covered captain, finally saying, quote, "Like I said the last 3 times, Captain, we are the Enclave, the surviving U.S. government who is trying to restore order to the country." Gallagher returned his answer with silence, leading to Schultz stomping his feet and demanding, "Now, Captain, I have answered all your questions. May I please inform our commanding officer about the situation in Canada?" With this stance of defiance, Gallagher smirked and walked past Schultz. With the door open, Gallagher beckoned the sergeant to follow. The 2 soldiers made their way to the main command of the occupation. Once in the lazy command center filled with old ghouls and duty guards, Gallagher handed Schultz a radio saying, "Call them. Let's see if Uncle Sam is still around." Yeah, Uncle Sam. Schultz began flipping through the radio channels, sending out the distress signal. Gallagher just remained silent as he played with his sidearm, waiting for the lie to fall apart until the radio spoke back. "Sergeant Schultz, MacArthur Command, here, do you copy?" Gallagher's eyes widened with the rest of the room. It seemed Uncle Sam survived the bombs. What the? Okay, so we got through a bunch of those. Oh, so that's just Enclave here? I wonder if I want to... Yeah, I want to do this because I want to core these. I know I got to go through this crap, but still, I got to core these guys. Probably be disaster if I don't do something like that. Alright, so I spent the time on that. I need to get my weapons upgraded. Normally when I play, I go full industry, so my production, it's a more late game kind of thing, because I could produce more efficiently. But we'll see. I can give a crap about the cab vultures. I will play those sometime, but not now. Alright, change this guy to the... Actually, I haven't even... I haven't produced... I produced them, but I haven't put any on the field yet. I want the ground pounder, because that will be better for us, I believe. And speaking of which, we need more police troops. I didn't really put too much into the crowd control, so... Come on. Those who govern. Still in Redmond? The sounds of construction makes its way through Redmond. The boots thundering on the cobblestones once again, but the hammers, not rifles. Woods oversees the new construction military police department. Reconstruction military police department, sorry. Using deterrence, not the back of the end of the rifle. Johnson stands in the makeshift Redmond office, signing orders and directing this future of the North as a whole, without a word from the Commission. The legends of Johnson as a merciful war hero has made its way through the North and back to Red Deer. Canadians, Arcadians, and the Americans are starting to follow his example, working with each other with small gestures of kindness. As the new dawn rises in Redmond, Red Deer is still cloaked in darkness of order. Gallagher and his Yankees are noticing the rising popularity of Johnson. The revolution has just begun, and they know it. America died by the hands of the communists and the Canadians. They can't let them rip it away, what is left. The night clouds their movement. The Commission, nothing more than a puppet regime of the Gallagher. To Gallagher and his new society, the American society seeks to end this future advancement of liberalism. Johnson's liberalism can't rebuild America, but Gallagher's order will forge it back together without a second look. Order or liberty? Well, I want that. They have a lot of factories there, so I want that done. And my strategy is infantry focused, aviation supported.
Hey.
Speaking of which, I couldn't give a crap about these two. Goodbye. Also, because I'm not even producing their equipment, so they're kind of useless. But these guys are not going to be aggro with me until leading by example. Sorry, I didn't read that. Johnson once again has started to lead with success. The North is starting to grow once more under his Reconstruction Authority. People are flocking from Red Deer to Redmond, only bolstering his successful gambit. So, core there. But I also want to core these two. Secretary Gallagher has spent the last couple of months fixing the crisis created by failure of Western settlements. The Gallaghervilles are starting to fade away, with Red Deer starting to give those refugees housing and jobs. Done. Alright, we're going to keep pushing this. How much do I need for that? Too much. Now, the question here is, can I just slowly... No. Oh, they're starting to... A little bit. Just a little bit at a time. I might be hurting myself by doing that. I'm going to watch that number. So 1801, 16... Okay, so it dropped a bunch. Because I cored a bunch of those areas. Now... I want Reformed National Guard. Even with Redmond in our hands, there are still communists who hide in the shadows ready to march at us once more. Gallagher started to collect whatever left of the 6th Brigade Red Deer to strike at these terrorists. Johnson could play president while Gallagher puts the real work in. That's fine. Now, how are we on this one? 1501. See, it's dropping really fast because it's 4 a day. Okay. Oh, Mount Rushmore. Wait, bye-bye. Middlemark is fighting with Mississippi. Wonder how these guys are doing. Ruminators are a pretty big group now. Did they go to war with Liberty? Kind of stupid. God bless the Secretary. Farm pilted red. The victory over the northern states was just the opening act. Remnants of their devilish movement made their way to the southern farmlands. The strongest of their forces are in what they call the farm. Now the Secretary must act while he still can. Gathering what remains of his troops in Red Deer, the small force pushed the march. Through Snowth's forgotten earthworks and mortar holes, there lies their target. While Johnson Woods have their fun in Redmond, Gallagher will finish the war. The farm with a small complex of border regions surrounding their timber walls, guarding the hammer and sickle beasts. What was it? Gallagher stayed on the outskirts with his soldiers, waiting until night came once more. As the stars came out dancing among the pitch-black night sky, the soldiers started their own dance. The communist sympathizers sang war songs around bonfires. The American soldiers broke through the walls, going deep into the complex without being noticed. The songs continued, but now the boos joined in their celebrations. In this background, the night was alive, with soldiers taking aim at all the bonfires filled with communists. Finally, when the songs reached the climax, with their cups raised and lyrics began, Belt of the Night with, Belt of the Nights was filled. Belt of the Nights was filled with cracks. Bullets filled the cups as the vodka flowed to the ground alongside the red rivers. Within seconds, the night sky was silent once more. The stars still danced while the communists and their dreams sank into the red snow for the last time. So I removed this stupid communist remnant activity. Okay, so the days of white picket events, the American dream has long passed. We cannot live in the past about ideals that led to the end of the world, but we are still American. The Enclave is building a new America ready to deal with the wasteland. Replace more workers, then broaden to subsidize workers. Yeah, increase their growth. That's what I wanted. How are things going? Metis is at war with them now. Are they good? They're not aligned with them. I think they'll join them eventually, but just keep fighting them. I think Middlemark is going to take them because they just got to cut them in half and that's over with. Let's keep... Oh, riot control gear. Although they look cool in the old police gear, they probably need better. And we got to upgrade this stuff. These thingies are happening all around me. The Stoons. Oh, the Cab Vultures took their place. I might actually fight them. Holy shit. No, they're going to go to war with Safe Haven. Well, we'll see. I'll get this last because that's really nice. Because it adds speed and attack. But let's get the Reformed National Guard. Let's get our building going again. We got 7,000 men we could build. We should probably start doing that. We have weapons there. Commonwealth National Guard. What are we missing? Anti-tank weaponry. That's what's going on. Okay. Okay. I get it. I get it. Not really able to be effective without their anti-tank weaponry. But I can still produce them. And we're just, we're pretty far on this part. Heroes of old. Yeah, it gives us that shit. I can't even produce this, but I can still get these done. But I want that American army. Here, let me read it. Gallagher may be the one talking to the Enclave or in the police round, but he isn't in control of the North. Johnson and Wood's administration has started to grow in power, almost rival the Red Deer. They've already started to use the power by raising a new official army outside of control of the Commission. Manitoba's got a war on 2 fronts. Iron Confederacy beat the computer lady. What was it called? Gateway. And Middlemark's gonna win. There we go. What's next? Probably good to get these done, because I get more political power. The image of American republicanism was held up by the Commission, but now it's just a puppet. Gallagher's American society has seized the governing body and is using it for their own whim. The only silver lining is that Johnson doesn't answer to the corruption. What do we got? Nothing. Us as the Commonwealth remnants. Hey, we're almost there. We're only 600 on that. Wonder how bad things are around. So they're like half and half. Yeah, up our research ability. For what it's worth. All right, what's this one? The lost and found. There have been many reports over the years of people going missing in the Black Falls region. Not much known about what they went in, but what is known as the League headquarters is right in the middle of the region. Maybe it's time to pay them a visit. What's so bad about this one? I think it's, if you want this, you have to do that, and I don't really care to do that right now. I'll leave them as is. Alright, so we're going to do the Enclave here, path. Uncle Sam's mandate. We are open for business once more. Yay! The streets are filled with supplies, soldiers, and America's back. Just don't look behind the curtain. Enjoy the government-issued Nuka-Cola. So, once the riot control gear is finished, I'll move over and finish the rifle so I can continue to get men. And then... Oh, yeah, never mind. I just realized something. Ground pounders. And then we're going to go full on that one because we need to get Air Force going. Air Force does wonders against... Because a lot of these powers don't build Air Forces, besides some of these over here. Open for business. The towns of the Commonwealth bustle with movement and the shipments of goods from the Uncle Sam. The old red glow bar is now the most popular joint in the region, with occupation soldiers and going a quick pint after work. While the coffers are starting to fill, the streets are slowly losing their foot traffic. After the countless restrictive orders passed down and the occasional missing persons, the streets are more somber at night. Only occupation soldiers walk the streets in order to prevent any more events from occurring from under their watch. Quote, events. While the mines start to reopen and talks of a new Nuka-Cola factory are abuzz around town, in Redmond, Johnson, and Woods hear of the developments. Uncle Sam is back? Question mark. The hatred for the ancient governments are still burning within Johnson for leaving them behind. Woods, similarly fearful, orders his troops to guard the northern provinces, the Enclave being on a strict leash in the north, which made them both begin to ask questions. Gallagher had conned them into believing that he and his American Society ruled the Commission. Their influence ended in Johnson's north. Rumors and plans started to flow around Red Deer about how to take cover of such the matter. However, until then, business will continue to south. Redmond can have Johnson. North and south fighting over snow. Let's get that one. For centuries, we have continued our occupation without any new reinforcements or weapon shipments. The cavalry will be here soon. For the first time in centuries, we'll have fresh meat for the grinder in Canada. I don't want that. Proceed. Oh, MacArthur's joining in on the fun. They're taking Nitsappy. I think Manitoba's going to get their ass kicked. Because now, Blood Woods are joining in on the fun. Did they join? Oh, they're fighting. Okay, it's a little complicated over there. These two are fighting him. He's fighting him, but he's fighting him. Yeah, that's so stupid. But whatever. Hey, riot control gear. Need that. Boom. Done. Are we required to have a... No, not yet.
Hello.
Enclave Expeditionary Force. It's crowd control gear and anti-tank rifles, so might as well just stick them in the units. We'll be able to they'll just be special units. I won't try to build them fully. No. How about no? Ah, fuck. Pretty much, it's Uncle Sam is back. We can start the process of rejoining the Union, even if others disagree. We now become a territorial administration until we become a true state back in the Union. Okay. Pretty much rips my bonus on political power each day. I have lots of money. Might as well invest. There's that. There's that. Nothing really new there. Shit. We'll see when I get more money. I'll do the new citizen care package. Seems to be working. Seems. All right, next. Let's go down the line. So this one gives us power armor, which I don't really care about. Sorry. I'm not really elite focused. I'm more manpower focused. Yeah, I know. Resistor. Let's keep researching that because it just gives us a bonus each time. And I think let's just do this set, and then I'll close this video on that. So America's Great War Machine. So let's get this one. The whole reason we came to Canada to begin with was the extraction of natural resources. We have been in a long lunch break, but Uncle Sam is back. It's time to reopen the mines once more. So it just gives us a bunch of resource extraction. Well, until that's done, I hope you have enjoyed the video so far. This is going to be my hopefully increasing arc for the Pioneer Company. We are now the Commonwealth Remnants. I'm going to proceed with Johnson's path. Yeah, please let me know in the comments if you want me to do anything different. But looks like, yeah, why is Metis Congress there? The hell? Yep, they got their butt whipped. Fall of Reno. Wonder what's going on over there. Oh, Vault City and Vipers and bullcrap like that. So yeah, hope you enjoyed yourself. Hope you have a very good day. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you around next time. Ta-ta.